On May 25th, 2020, George Floyd, a 46-year-old black man, was killed in Minneapolis, Minnesota by the police during an arrest for allegedly using a counterfeit bill. The community is still in mourning, still raging, still fighting.
8 minutes, 46 seconds, remember the time. No breath, just pain from a thin blue line. Say his name, George Floyd. Remember the phrase, our feet still march, but look how little ground we've gained. We rose up together, burned it down together, made our language heard and finished a riot together. No more oppression, an end to black pain. We will not be silent. Say his name, George Floyd. Hello, my name is Dante Quinn, and welcome to the first anti-racism and African American storytime. Talking about race is important, and it's never too early to start. Studies show that children as young as 3 months old prefer faces that look like their own race. These are conversations that we need to be having, and it is only by having them that we can begin to build a better future. In this and following storytimes, in this series, we will plan to engage kids in this discussion and give tips to caregivers to continue these discussions at home. With that, let's get into the story time. Good morning, hello, my friends are here. I am happy to see you. You are smart and you are kind and you are wonderful. I am happy to see you. All right, we will get started by reading this book called Something Happened in Our Town. It is a story about two families discussing race with their children. Something Happened in Our Town, a child's story about racial injustice. Written by Marianne Celano, Marietta Collins, and Anne Hazard. Illustrated by Jennifer Zavoyne. Something bad happened in our town. The news was on the TV, the radio, and the internet. The grown-ups didn't think the kids knew about it. But the kids in Miss Garcia's class heard some older kids talking about it, and they had questions. After school, Emma asked her mother, "Why did the police shoot that man?" "It was a mistake," said her mother. "I feel sad for the man and his family." "Yes, the police thought he had a gun," said her father. "It wasn't a mistake," said her sister Liz. "The cops shot him because he was black." Emma was confused. "He's brown, not black," she said. "Some black people have dark brown skin, and some have light brown skin," Emma's father explained. "Black usually means African American. Most of their ancestors were brought here from Africa as slaves." "I know what a slave is," said Emma. "That's when you have to do whatever the other person says." "Yes, slaves had to do whatever white people told them to do. Even after slavery ended, white people didn't let black people live where they wanted, go to school with white people, or vote." "Who are white people?" "White people came here from places in Europe, or Russia, or other countries. We are white, even though our skin is light tan." "Did our family do those bad things a long time ago?" asked Emma. "Yes," answered her mother. "Back then, many white people thought that they were better than black people, even though it wasn't true." Liz added, "Some white people still think most black men and boys are dangerous, even though they're not." "Was the man that got shot dangerous?" Emma asked. "No," her mother said. "Shooting him was a mistake. It was a mistake that is part of a pattern." "Like the pattern on my blanket?" Emma asked. "Yes, but this pattern is being nice to white people and mean to black people. It's an unfair pattern. Suppose you had a birthday party and invited everyone in your class except the black kids," her mother said. "How would the black kids feel?" "They would be sad," Emma said, "or mad. And you would be missing out, because you never know who is going to be your best friend," said Liz. "Like telling Anna to stop teasing Ling about her name?" asked Emma. Her mother gave her a hug. Yes, just like that. In another house, Josh asked his mother, "Can police go to jail?" "Yes," his mother said. "Why do you ask?" "That white policeman who shot the black man," Josh said. "Will he go to jail?" "What he did was wrong," said his mother. "But he won't go to jail," said his father. "Why not?" asked Josh. "Cops stick up for each other," said Josh's brother Malcolm, "and they don't like black men." Josh was confused. "Why not? Some police are black." "You're right," said his mother. "Uncle James is a police officer, and so is my friend Kenya." "There are many cops, black and white, who make good choices," said his father. "But we can't always count on them to do what's right." Malcolm added, "I could get stopped by the police just because I'm black, even though I didn't do anything wrong." "That's not fair," Josh said. "What if it was a white man in the car? Would the police have shot him?" "They probably wouldn't even have stopped the car," said his father. "Sometimes white people are treated better than black people," said his mother. "But it's not right. Everybody should be treated fairly." Josh's mother gave him a hug. "We're proud of who we are. Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela were strong and brave black leaders. They showed us that we could stand up for our rights and set good examples for others. They were treated unfairly, but helped others learn to be more fair." "Some people still haven't learned yet," said his father angrily. "Why are you mad?" asked Josh. "I'm mad that we're still treated poorly sometimes, but I can't use my anger to make things better," said his father. "Black people have a lot of power if we work together to make changes." "I have power," Josh said, "and I'm smart." His father smiled. "You're right." His mother added, "And you can change people's hearts by sticking up for someone who's not treated fairly. Like how Malcolm sticks up for me when the kids tease me about my glasses?" Josh asked. "He tells them to step off." "Just like that," his parents said. The next day, a new kid joined Emma and Josh's class. His name was Omad, and he was from a country far away. Omad didn't know where to sit or what to do because it was his first day at school. He talked a little bit, but it was hard to understand him. He said he was learning English. After lunch, the class went outside to play soccer. Daniel and Sophia picked kids to be on their teams. All of the kids were picked to be on a team except Omad. Daniel said Omad probably didn't know how to play soccer because he was new. Sophia said Omad might not be good at soccer. Josh remembered what his mother said about sticking up for people who were treated unfairly. Emma remembered what her mother said about unfair patterns and birthday parties. All of a sudden, Omad wasn't alone. Emma and Josh were leading him to their team. "We have enough kids on our team," Daniel said. "We don't need him." But Josh was ready. "Step off," he said. "He's playing." "Yeah," said Emma. "We don't want to miss out." And just like that, Emma and Josh gained a new friend and started a better pattern at their school. This book shows us that having conversations about race can not only be hard, but the conversation looks very different for black children and white children. Emma had to learn about her family's history and how it contributed to the suffering of black people. Josh had to learn about how some people see people like him and his family as less than and use their power to cause harm. But in the end, both conversations helped them learn compassion and empathy when they met Omad, the new boy in school. Want to continue the discussion? Here are some tips to help you talk about race with your family. Do talk about it. Children can come to harmful conclusions about race when it's not discussed openly. Show kids, we don't agree with this. You will become that voice for your child that they hear when they think about race. Encourage questions, and if you don't know the answer, it's okay to say, "I don't know." Keep talking about it over time. Learning about race and social justice can be an ongoing journey. As your child grows, so will their understanding. All white people are not racist. Help them understand that they are beautiful, even if not valued by people of other races. Foster pride. Talk about how special they are. Tell them that there are things we can do about racism and things we can do to pursue justice. Validate their fears and teach them about hope. Do use words like white and black. Be purposeful and intentional. When children have to read between the lines, they can get confused. Show your child your emotions. Anger, hurt, and sadness and fear are valid, and seeing you feel those things validates and normalizes what kids might be feeling. Thanks for watching the story time today. I hope you found it fun and informative, and I will see you next time.